Welcome to another episode of Podcast Tak Berlesen. And as you can see here, we changed our camera angle because Lin likes to be creative.
Congrats dapat dana kerajaan.
Oh,
Startup baru bukan eh?
oh, wow.
I mean hari tu I mean rarely I see a podcast where they tukar-tukar. I thought you guys baru ke duit dana hari tu.
Oh,
Prime Minister bagi.
Oh, because kita tak ada dana lah, kita kena tukar-tukar.
Oh,
Yeah, if I have dana, I would have a fixed place, all the lights set up, everything, RGBs behind and all that.
RGB.
You know? Yeah.
I like how RGB. I look at Lynn's face like no. RGB.
God, I would have a whole room just to do recording stuff. That is if I have dana.
Yeah, so have dana, nampak RGB, ada dana.
Yeah, unfortunately not yet. So if anyone wants to give us dana, you can slide into our DMs.
Actually should have asked this. I think in your past episodes you never tanya kepada sesiapa nak sponsor. Sesiapa nak menyumbang sebarang dana, boleh contact. Ada.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if we point, if Lin will insert.
Yeah, it's somewhere in the description or somewhere like you know how to reach out to us. Yeah. Anyway, so today we're going to explore student questions again.
Mm-hmm.
So curious questions sent by Hao Jie.
Okay.
To me, 4 o'clock in the morning. I just have to mention that, right? 4 o'clock in the morning, I get it. I was about to off my lights. Then I see a notification comes in. They're like, oh, okay.
So he know when your lights are off.
Yeah, he knows that, okay, I know you're going to go to sleep. I just want to keep you up for another 10-15 minutes, maybe. It's like, oh.
I got you.
Oh, what's that?
What's that?
Oh, wait.
Bobby kasih, kita baru je cakap pasal dana and sponsor.
Patut panggil dia masuk.
Exactly.
Lah. Wow. Okay. So before we actually start the questions,
Unboxing.
we got what?
Ice
We
cream.
got ice cream.
Okay. Best I think this is one of the jarang dia bagi ice cream apa ni? Sekejap buka.
You know what, Flava? Baru je sebut pasal sponsor and all that. Tiba-tiba datang.
I think you should do this more
Sponsor
often.
ice cream.
Oh my God, it is.
Oh my God.
Can we do the podcast like this?
Ice cream gemuk chocolate.
I'll eat this later. Ice cream gemuk chocolate.
I'm not lying to you guys. It's literally written ice cream gemuk chocolate.
So,
Oh God.
Kau tak ada makan. Aduh, siannya.
So how's it called your student's name? Hao Jie.
Hao Jie.
This is for you lah. You can have it.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Then the rest simpan dalam peti ais. But thank you to Bobby Terbang. Beliau juga adalah manager untuk Seoul Esports, which is now known as PA Esports. Esports. Okay, I need to find the answer to that.
The recent collab, right?
The recent collab, yeah. So, tengok, your mulut masin lah, You just mentioned about like, siapa-siapa nak sponsor semua, datang ice cream.
I should keep saying this, yeah.
Yeah, you should keep saying this, right?
So,
okay, Pa Gaming, Pa Esports, Pa Gaming. Oh, this is their new MKL jersey.
I see.
Yeah.
Tawau Kedai Emas. Wow, dia sponsor by Kedai Emas.
Yo.
Okay, ada budget dia orang.
Do you know a team that is sponsored by a gold shop?
No. I know a team that's sponsored by a hotel, but not a Kedai Emas.
Wow. And I like how it's also
Lin, sponsored by Kedai Emas.
I wonder why 05 though. Is it only I get 05 or everyone's a 05?
I don't know what 05 means also. But nanti kita minta pencerahan.
Yeah, it's not any gold shop. It's a gold shop from Tawau.
I don't know whether it's gold shop from Tawau or just the name of the kedai is Tawau.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But it says Kedai Emas. It's like literally like
Tawau could be a brand like Habib.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
It could just be a brand.
Tak apalah, nanti next time kita invite Bobby Terbang untuk.
You're next.
You're next.
Yeah. But do follow iklan sikit untuk dia. Do follow PA Gaming, PA Gaming. I still need to find out what's the sebutan.
Tak apa, you simpan all this
.gg.
question. Tunggu Bobby dari. Kita ada banyak soalan untuk Bobby.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Kita
I
nak
have
Bobby jawab.
tons. How do you manage your business and also with the team together and all that? We have tons to ask Bobby.
Jap.
Oh, right.
One more sponsor sini.
Where?
Apa ni?
Oh, this is
Lang-lang tu kan kita promote juga. Apa ni?
Oh,
Apa ni?
Fateh. Oh, Pharmacy Fateh.
Sponsored by a pharmacy.
Sehat Bersama. Sponsored by a gold shop.
Kedai emas,
Sponsored by a pharmacy.
Siapa Bobby ni sebenarnya?
Wow.
Bobby, who are you,
Anymore?
man?
Did I miss out? No. Wow. Shout out to the sponsors.
Yeah.
Yep. I know they have been sort of around the scene,
Yes.
but this is their biggest collab so far to be in the MKL.
Yes. So
Yeah.
happy for them lah.
Yep. But Tayo MT still going to beat them, so.
Oh. Kita dah puji, then attack.
I'm sorry. You know, we need to cite our crony.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Faham.
We need to cite our crony. So, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, okay. I will. Yep. Thank you, Din.
I think Bobby plan this. Dia plan kita record dulu baru dia datang.
I know, right?
Dia kata nampak macam delivery halfway.
Yeah. So that when he planned after you mentioned the sponsor, he shows up.
This is not planned. I'm just telling you this. So whoever that plans to sponsor, I highly encourage you to. We will do all the necessary shoutouts.
Oh yeah. This is honestly this unexpected lah. Okay?
Yeah,
So we weren't
exactly.
prepared for it, but thank you to Bobby Terbang. All the best for MKL. We meet in the grand finals. Okay.
Oh.
Wow. Yeah, we meet in the grand finals. Not even Nova is going to be there, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that level. I just give it copium now.
Oh tak adalah, seating je kat grand final. Dia bukan.
Oh.
No on stage.
You just had to burst the bubble. You just
bukan
had to...
Sorry. I thought we were still running it. I sorry, dah habis ke?
You
Okay.
just had to burst the bubble, right? Okay. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I see what you did there. Okay.
No, I regret. I tak boleh tarik balik. Dia dah terkeluar. Alamak. Sorry, Bobby.
But what we see here is what Hao Jie did. Well, these curious questions. So today's theme is around school versus esports. Yeah.
At the current moment, I hear the team kind of liking it. Okay. But I'm curious.
Okay.
I'm curious which direction we're going with this.
All right. So let's start with the first question. So the first overarching topic is education versus esports balance. And the first question is school about knowledge or is it about proving discipline? And can esports provide the same discipline in a different way?
Okay, can you start with the first half?
Okay. Is school about knowledge or is it about proving discipline? Proving discipline, I
Tough.
didn't read it wrong.
But
Proving.
school has always been about knowledge, right? I mean, that's where you menimba ilmu.
Right.
Anyways, but basically you cannot dismiss the whole idea of education. But the discipline part, is it? It's there. I would say that it does mold you to be more disciplined in their own way. So for example, bila you masuk sekolah, we're talking about sekolah. Let's talk about sekolah rendah lah, you know, sekolah rendah, sekolah menengah. And all. Bila datang sekolah, you know, sekolah kebangsaan, kita kena berdiri, selamat pagi cikgu and everything like that. It disciplines you to be respectful to your educators and everything like that. And also, it just teach you to not litter, jangan buang sampah merata-rata kalau tak kena denda. Cikgu disiplin is going to hunt you down and all this. If you do anything bad, the school's going to call your parents and everything like that. I guess that's the discipline of things.
Yeah.
But if you want to imbue it on the esports aspects, I would say, is this talking about the concerns of the presence of esports and especially on the school level? Because
Right. So how this question goes is, can esports provide the same discipline in a different way?
maybe since the question is can, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it can. Yes, it can.
Mm.
But
I like how you pick up the keyword.
has it? The question is, has it been done?
Now,
In the
okay,
current
then
moment.
has it for you?
Uh,
This is a very big overarching question.
I worry that if I say yes, it's because I personally look at it at an educational side, but I think it doesn't work for everyone. Or I personally want to have growth in education, but then this doesn't apply to everyone. Does it? So for example, contoh lah, because when you call esports, right, we're talking about training. I think a lot of team managers, coaches want to enforce this discipline thing. Training on time, bangun awal, jangan tidur lambat-lambat and everything like that. But of course, is that really being stressed? I don't think on a national level we are really pushing towards this. Although kita ada garis panduan that is being made by the Ministry of Youth and Sports, right? Which actually encourages you to be disciplined, you know, to focus on education and everything like that. But in terms of the enforcement, I'm gonna say like something like a it's not really there. But
Because it's hard to enforce also, right? Because it goes down to whoever who is caretaking the players.
I agree.
At the end of the day, it's like if we take the school concept, right? It goes down to the teachers, and teachers become the enforcer to make sure that everything's in line, discipline,
agree.
and all that. And if we look at teams, it could go down to like coaches or managers who be the enforcer or be the guru sekolah, the teachers to do that. So then here comes the follow up question, right? Like, are they equipped enough with that knowledge to navigate around all that too, right? Because we can also see that, okay, if you're talking about school, it has already been embedded that, okay, school is a place to learn, it's a place to basically learn, right? Gain knowledge and all that. But when it comes to esports, say you're playing with a team, multiple levels we're talking about, whether it's a pro team or even a community team, has there been enough embedment with the mindset of like, we are here to learn? Or is the mindset, we are here to play, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that to answer this question, there are actually multiple layers to it.
I agree.
Different countries have different culture. I've heard like Indonesia, for example, like they are very respectful of their coaches, that they treat them as like, oh, at least for the most part, lah, right? I can't say for all, but this is just a general statement that they that they are more, I wouldn't say the right word is not more superior, but they are seen like the coach. But sometimes there are in certain cultures that coaches are seen as friends. So the approach will be very, very different.
I agree.
Yeah. So I guess that kind of separates it. But
It's a very complex thing. I truly understand on this.
it's complex.
Yeah.
But I think that it should follow. Okay, so this is where I always like to refer to the structure of football. I think football is a very mature sport.
It is.
It has its own structure. So you can see like the structure from the coaches all the way down to the players, who follows who and all that, the level of discipline. In football, if we're talking about professional players, you come late, you get fined. For example, right?
Yeah.
Like you didn't follow your diet, you get fined. You stay up late when the next day is your match, you get fined.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and all that. So that level of discipline that they put into. But esports, I think it should go to that direction.
It should.
But like what you said, maybe not yet.
We're not there yet. At the
not
current
there
moment,
yet,
we're
yeah.
not there yet. But when the question is about can or not, yeah, for sure we can. It's just that I think we haven't reached that point yet at the current moment.
Yeah. Also adding to schools, right? Besides just the teachers and the classrooms being a disciplined place, getting involved with society and other activities within the school as well. They are also character building opportunities to like you used to join like debates and all that. These are all character building. Even like
pengakap, PBSM, those kind
all
of things,
that.
right? Yeah.
Exactly. You need to like, okay, I need to prep for something. I need to wake up for something. I need to execute something. I need to deliver something. So that all is the whole nature of discipline, right?
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I really wanted to dig deeper about the whole how esports things is not there yet, because I like the point where you brought about the Indonesia thing. So why you brought like saying Indonesia is like that is because you're also saying that we're not like that somewhat when it comes to Malaysia. Because I know personally lah, being very honest, right? There's a lot of incidents in Malaysia where a lot of incidents, we're talking about majority of incidents where the players think they're better than the coaches.
Yeah.
Therefore, they're not giving the coaches the respect. So although the coaches have every good intention to just build you up, if you do listen and all this, because as a unit, you need to have a leader where to guide you, because you cannot, then if you don't respect your coach, then what's the point of the coach even being there, you know?
Yeah. I'm glad you brought this up, right? Because it's a common thing that I heard also, but generally people don't really talk about it. But you kind of hear it behind the scenes that this thing sort of happens.
It's very concerning too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're not developing as a nation where you want a coach, but you don't want to listen to your coach. You think you're smarter. At the end of the day, you still want a coach, but you don't want to listen to your coach. Then why you spend this budget to bayar the coach monthly into to manager? Right? And even some people not just shitting on the coaches, shitting on the managers too. They feel like managers, we know better as players. Yeah, and all this. I don't know. What is it, star syndrome kind of thing?
That could probably be it.
That could be one of
That's
it
a
as well.
possibility. Also, sometimes like players are generally very young. Like some of them start as early as 15, 16 years old. So maybe in terms of social interaction, they have not developed themselves yet. But this is where I would say that it becomes a two-way sort of thing. Like it's not only the players need to learn how to work with the coach, but also the coach need to learn how to work with different level of players. Sometimes you get more experienced players. Sometimes you get very young entry players. But so there are different ways to manage it. Same goes for the manager as well, right? How to work with not only the players but also maybe the coach of different levels. So I think all these are the type of soft skill and also people management that probably, I mean, if it's there, it's there. But to those who may feel some gaps, then there could be a gap there somewhere because of maybe uh, life experience or social experience and all that.
I agree with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's more we want to talk about, but let's jump to the next one. Let's see.
Yeah. Okay. When young players choose esports, are they really choosing passion or are they escaping from the pressure of academics?
Ooh, ooh, interesting.
Okay, are you gonna like throw back and remember like
not really.
how it was for you?
Is it really a throwback? Do I run away from? Somewhat the second part somewhat sounds like you're running away from education. Therefore, sports is your esports is your escape.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't think that's for me. It's just that. Um, let's go with the first one. Right? Is it passion? I would say that a lot of people talk about this passion.
Mm.
So because of hearing it a lot, I would highly assume that majority are towards the passion side. But what's concerning is that a lot of people, it's fine to be passionate about the sport, but I always say that try to do a little bit research before you jump into the industry. I mean, it doesn't take you long. Take a week off, just study about an industry, because the esports is not just restricted to just being a player.
Mm.
Yeah, you can end up being a coach, a team manager. You can end up behind the scenes, for example, working productions, event management, and all that. Try to explore the options available in the whole ecosystem thing, and then you jump into it. Because if you don't do research, you just blindly jump in, right? Not saying you cannot be successful. There are people who just jump in blindly and alhamdulillah, they come out on top and everything like that. But don't you think you will come out slightly? Doesn't it give yourself a little bit of insurance and your family members, your parents, a little bit of insurance if you did your homework a little bit about what the ecosystem has to offer before jumping in? So you have to be smart when it comes to decision making in life. And also the second part, the second one is interesting because I would say probably this thing does exist because I have encountered cases where parents actually met me and talked about their kids just don't want to study and just want to run. And so I don't think it's from personal experience. It's from stories that I do hear from other parents. And there were instances where the parents actually brought the child to meet me at a cafe and we had a conversation. And then
Wow.
the child had no problem saying things like, yeah, I don't want to study. And then and I'm good at gaming. And yeah, really, really good at gaming, and he said, I can actually make it go big, but I just don't know how and all that. So he explored. So these conversations we had a lot of deep conversations because number one, you have to address the parents, and number two, you also have to address the child as well. Because
It's a two-way thing.
Yeah, the parents are concerned because the child has this kind of mind light. The parents like, usually for us, you don't get a job, you don't make it in life, Yeah. So like you're telling me you want to quit education, not even a diploma, and you just want to straight up jump into this. Yeah, and he was also doing medical that time. Yeah, there are instances. I would say I would agree. There are instances where people want to escape reality of education and getting education and into getting this normal jobs 9 to 5 thing and jumping into things. But I would say it's very concerning because based on the cases that I encountered on a personal level, they don't know what they don't know what they're talking about. All they know is that I'm good at playing the game. I'll somehow make it. I'll somehow make it. No plans about how to approach a professional esports organization to be absorbed into the professional team. No idea in how to make it, how to be discovered. Because sometimes if you're great, I can safely say there's a lot of great potential here in the country. It's just that some of this great potential are not discovered because they don't know how to put themselves there to be discovered. And we're probably not looking in the right place. Yeah. I think last time you also creating a team last time back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in MSC, right? And surely you want to pick some great talents and all this. But it's not that simple. If you don't make yourself discovered, how can we discover you? And you don't go say, yeah, these people don't know. If you only found me, like, great. It's a big if. Then then the question is, how come we didn't know you? Did you join any local tournaments? No. Then did you make any effort to reach out to any teams or organization? No. Did you? Yeah. What are your means to tell people and all this? But yeah, into the whole thing. How do we answer this? This is a yes or no question, or is that like? But I would say that there are instances of people just doing that.
Right. Okay. Maybe before I answer, give my perspective.
Yeah,
I'll take a
please.
step back. Right. What is the difference between interest and passion
Mm,
in your point of view?
I think I wanted to say passion is more towards heart, but then I say interest also heart too.
Right.
Yeah, but passion, you have this growth of feelings towards it. Interest is very easy for you to just dismiss it because it's an interest. For example, I have an interest in photography. I can easily just push it away because I have a lot of interest in life.
Hmm.
Passion, you have a much more deeper
Drive.
drive towards that direction.
Right.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people out there who don't end up in the esports industry. They have passion for towards it, but they still end up doing work something else. But for passion, they still support live stream like MPL.
Mm.
They still watch MKL. They still all this, and they still support by buying jersey, go to tournaments and all that. But that's not their job. The
Mm.
passion is there, but they just couldn't make it.
Mm.
And some people, because they don't have that passion, they want to push their whole being into that direction because I want to do esports. I don't care
Mm.
because the passion is just there, and I lost interest in everything else.
Mm.
Therefore, passion.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think you said it well, right? On how do we differentiate passion and interest, right? So because like this question is about, are they really choosing passion? So I'm not going to say that, okay, maybe at a young age you don't know what your passion is. Yeah, because that is all to every individual. But I think at a young age, there's still a lot of discovery to do. Sometimes when you do something along the way, then in the middle you find that, oh, maybe it's not for me.
Yeah.
Or it's too difficult to achieve and I'm not willing to go through it and all that. But that's fine. That's just part of life, right? So I think that to say that, are they really choosing passion? I think they are choosing something of an interest first that they will discover along the way whether this is really something for me or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's for me to answer the first question. But whether they are using it to escape academics, pressure of academics, I don't think so. I honestly think,
I can just say gaming is a way to get out of pressure rather than saying esports is,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably gaming maybe, but
Yeah.
esports maybe not, because esports, you might think that it's fun and games until you really get into it, and when it becomes work or it becomes a real serious professional tournament, you probably might want to turn back and say, studying is not that bad. Yeah.
I agree. I was like, oh shit, the pressure and everything like that. Yeah. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Gaming, yes. A lot of people escape reality, the pressure of education. For gaming, yes, because esports is considered work already. Yeah, I think people just need. I think you just need to clarify the difference between this. Gaming could be for casual purposes. It could be for serious purposes, whatever it may be, right? But the moment you say esports, it's somewhat a career already because you're venturing into it, and somewhat, by being within this industry, you are expected to get paid, and you got to work your ass off, lah. It's another work.
yeah. So I'm glad that you bring this part out also. So just to further clarify the differentiation. Even if you say you play HOK, for example, right? If you just play rank, is it gaming or is it esports,
Gaming.
right? But if you play it and then for the purpose of I'm training to join a tournament, gaming, esports, right? So that's the differentiation. Even though it's the same game, but it depends on what context are you playing for. So
Exactly.
if you say that, oh, I just play rank without any purpose or motive, and my time just goes by like 5-6 hours just playing rank. Cool, right? Great. But then again, you forget about your key responsibilities of being a student.
Yes,
so
exactly.
that's not right, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very happy that actually we haven't had this discussion for so long
Mm.
when it comes to the basics of thing, which is like the difference between gaming and esports.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I think we talked a lot about this back in the days. It's just that now I hope people do understand the difference.
Yep.
But just in case, we're just letting you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's where we constantly bring out the message.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess that's our answer. Anything more to add?
No, not really.
All right.
I
Then
love
we
that
can
a lot.
move on. Okay. So the next, this is overarching values and trade-offs. Right. So the first question here is, what does society consider valuable? What does society consider valuable? A degree or a championship medal? And why?
I cannot answer on behalf of the whole society, right?
Ah,
I mean, what is
yes.
society? Yeah.
It's so big.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Oof.
All right.
So that's why you
Right,
said it like that.
Yeah, scope it to your own
Scope it.
POV. Yeah.
I would say that okay, the personal level, I would value my degree because the degree will carry it for the rest of my life.
Mhm.
And then the medal, not saying it doesn't carry, it's just that medal also is also very vague. It could be World Cup trophy. It could be a simple kejohanan merentas desa trophy. You know, it could be anything, right? I think scale wise it also matters. If you're looking at Tamasha kind of trophy, I cannot dismiss the whole idea of that's amazing.
Mm.
You know? But yeah, education is important. Here's the thing, between the two, right? There's one that you cannot dismiss ever, which is the education part. Because education never fails you. Whether it's a degree or diploma, a PhD, a master's even, yeah, it carries out throughout your whole life. And basically, people who are hiring you understand that you have gone through some level of education, some sort of classes education and all this to attain this particular thing. Meaning that yeah, you've completed this education course. Whereas you can live by with or with you. But the thing is, do you need a medal? Do you need a trophy and everything?
Mm.
Not really. But of course, if you do achieve it, great. I'm guessing you achieve a certain point, but yeah, you cannot dispense it. First, I want to just clarify that. You need the education thing. A lot of people say, no need. Some people don't have education, then throw in the name like, Mark Zuckerberg lah, then just throw a name like Steve Jobs and oh God, we don't want to go down this train. It's like, yeah, just a one-liner. Those are the 0.00001% who makes it there. And yes, we're very happy for them. Yes, there are people who made it without certificates, like these education certificates, but don't count your luck too much. Why not just complete it? For example, a little bit of personal experience, like my family, they allow me to actually do all these esports and gaming activities as long as I do complete my degree, so that the word is being used here so that I have something to fall back to.
Mm.
Yeah. If, let's say, for example, esports doesn't work out for me, I do have my degree. So meaning I can still find jobs where most of the minimum requirement nowadays are diploma or even degree, right? So it's like, hey, I can still fit in to get a job. Yeah. But for society-wise, degree. Definitely an answer degree.
Right. I like that you brought out the Mark Zuckerbergs and the Steve Jobs and all that. And yeah, it is the 0.0001%. That's number one. Number two, they have already they learn in different ways.
Yeah.
Right. They learn in different ways. They probably learn however they did their research to be what they are or build what they have built. Right.
Agree.
So that's one. Just because we say that, that guy is successful, but he doesn't have a degree, he doesn't have a diploma and all that, that doesn't mean that that person sits down and do nothing and be successful.
I agree.
Right? He must have learned somewhere, somehow, in his own way to be able to build whatever he has built.
I agree.
Right? Which I believe in this case, right? Yes, having a certificate is one thing, right? Another thing is that learning is not only based on the certificate. There are so many resources to learning right now. You have YouTube content that teach you whatever that you want to learn.
Mm-hmm.
You have websites that teach you whatever that you want. There's just so many. There's endless amount. There's even books and all that. They are not sponsoring, but I picked this up because I was at the Pesta Buku Antarabangsa KL, and one of the booths was managed by a friend. And then I told him, "What's your bestseller?" And then he tells me this book, and then he tells me a little bit, and I picked it up. So even these are still available, traditional books are still available, which I appreciate, getting away from screens sometimes, by the way. So there's so many ways to learn, right? So just to set the tone. But to answer the question of a degree or a championship medal, I think to me it's a very straightforward answer. It's a degree. And why I say so is that, number one, championship medal. How many championship medals can can there be? And I'm not talking about like community, tournament kampung.
that
Like menang first prize tournament kampung hadiah RM100.
Let's talk
all that.
tamasha lah.
Yeah, let's talk tamasha or publisher tournaments that are world level onwards.
I agree.
Yeah. Oh, there's no anywhere onwards the world, but anyway.
World hours.
or even like
Galaxy,
an EWC.
yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Or even like EWC, it's life-changing money and all that. So if you think about it, like how many winners are there out of the endless people who compete?
Betul. So if you have like, let's say for example, the EWC launched the Nations Cup, right?
Yeah.
How many nations?
Correct.
And only one will come out on top.
Correct.
Of course, if you want to talk medals, if you don't count gold and there's only one bronze medal, one silver medal, one gold medal. There's only 3 out of how many countries?
We don't know how
we don't
many
know.
yet.
50,
Yeah.
60 countries is competing, right? Whereas education is like available for everyone. Everybody can attain. You can attain. I can attain.
Yeah.
Everyone's available, right?
Yeah. And that's the whole point of education. It's meant to be accessible, right? So if there's only like there can only be one champion, that means it's the same case as we're talking about. Oh, there's only that 0.0001%.
Exactly.
But relating back to the whole Steve Jobs or Mark Zuckerberg, that sort of story that we talked about earlier, it's not like they sit down and do nothing
Exactly.
to be the
I agree.
champion. They work
They work
their
their
ass off, right? That's one thing. And working their ass off doesn't mean like, oh, I just play rank for 10 hours a day,
Yes.
right? They have to like study the game. They have to like analyze. They have to have a mindset or whatever it is, right? You name it, right? To be that 0.0001% in the world.
Exactly.
So if we think about like, oh, okay, so wow, you need to like really study the game itself to be the best in the world. What difference does it make with actually trying to get a degree?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Probably the topics are maybe not as interesting because some people may have interest in gaming. Then there are degrees that are related to game development, for example, right? So see?
Exactly. I
Yeah.
agree on that. And on that point also, just nak tambah sikit je. That people need to understand, right? It's not about the amount of hours that you put into playing the game, beyond playing the game. Because honestly, like for me in Cloud, right, we've actually managed esports teams before. And it's not really about the amount of hours you put in. It's how you utilize those hours. Because beyond playing the game, you need to study your opponents. You need to study the current game, the current patch. And have a good understanding about how you want to approach things. Because discussion with your teammates, how you want to approach it. Because just because you're good doesn't mean that you're going to do well. You have to communicate, communications, bonding. There's a lot of things. So you have 24 hours in the day. You still need to get your 8 hours a day of sleep. You need to makan pagi, makan sarapan, makan lunch, makan dinner. Jangan tidur lambat. There's study. You would also need to socialize, spend times with families and friends and all this. This requires discipline. So this is what we want to say. So it's not just about all fun and games. Beyond all that, you have to put in the hard work too. Because like for example, we manage Team Malaysia too, right? The whole idea is we're not going to tell you to go scrim at middle of the night. No, we're going to ask you to do a simulation where you go bangun pagi and you train during the time where competition time is, which is between 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., which is a normal thing. You train tengah malam, your body during tengah malam is different than how you train and all this. So you have to study with knowledge. You're able to approach this better.
Yeah, and I also want my closing point for this one is that we always celebrate the teams or the players that wins, right? It's quite clear to see that, oh, they win, they get X amount of money, blah, 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 and all that.
Yeah.
But do we remember those that actually didn't make it, right? The ones that, let's say in PUBG Mobile, you are the number 16 team, for example, out of like the other teams. Then where do they go after that? Like, oh, they can't perform, minimal prize pool. What do they do after that?
Sponsor discontinue.
There
Team,
are many.
team tak nak bayar salary anymore. Disband.
Yeah, and I've been in the PUBG Mobile Pro scene long enough to have seen the evolution of players who were once great, but the moment they stop performing and they're still in their early 20s, what do they do now? Kerja kedai runcit and all that. Not to say that it's a bad job. It is a halal job. You know,
It is,
it's
alhamdulillah, yeah.
proper earnings and all that. That's great. But if you kind of think about it, at one point you were at the highest of highs. You were playing the pro league. People celebrate you and all that. But the moment you lapse, a new talent takes over, your performance drops, then you're like starting from zero. And then by that time, what do you have? You Some of them don't even have. I know players who don't even have SPM.
Oh,
Right.
wow.
Yeah, and
Not even SPM. Okay.
not even SPM, and it's not like they have other life skills because all their life is dedicated to gaming. So what happens? They can do the bare minimum job. Yeah, when they
Yeah.
used to be celebrated at the highs of highs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's something to ponder upon.
Yeah.
Right. Moving on to the next question. Is esports a rebellion against traditional systems like school or simply a new form of learning and competition?
New form of learning competition.
Okay.
It's not. Yeah, it's not. It's not rebellious. Just
Right.
straight up like that.
Okay.
I don't think it is.
Mm.
Unless, do you see it differently? I mean, in a different context, how is it rebellious?
It's nice for us to have it in the debate. I do have a devil's advocate,
Okay.
but I'll
great,
let you
great.
elaborate your point first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at the current moment, I don't see how it is rebellious. Unless we're still back to the conversation earlier lah, about the rebellious thing. Like, that's the only part I had in mind. But not really. It's just a different context altogether. A lot of misconceptions about it, and mainly the reason behind this misconception is because people, the people like even the young people have a lot of misconceptions, and then the elderly also have a lot of misconceptions. Therefore, you don't actually find the right track of it.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, I'm waiting for devil's advocate.
Oh, okay. So the devil
Ready.
advocate is this, right? So I recently had a conversation with somebody who is also in the education sector, and we talked about screen time. Okay, we talk about screen time. So screen time that relates to gaming as well.
Okay.
Yeah. There are institutions that still stay away from the idea of having implement gaming or esports in their syllabus. And the reason why is that they worry about like, oh, this is too much screen time for the students and all that. Okay, so that's one. And then while we were having that conversation back and forth, and I understand that perspective, I had another perspective in mind, which is the usage of AI.
Mm.
Yes. Where do we draw the line? As much as you agree that, oh, okay, it is an integration, it is a new form, but my devil's advocate is, where do we draw the line? For example, AI to do homework. I have
Oh yeah.
had received homework that is 100% done by AI.
Oh god. Oh, you use those checkers, is it? Apa tenitin, is it?
I cannot reveal so that they don't game it, but I have my ways.
But usually it's not really one, even for me, right? Because I've left. I think we've left. Okay, no, we
Okay. Right.
okay. I have, because you're still teaching,
Okay,
right?
okay, yeah.
So because I've left macam dulu kan kita ada submit Turnitin and everything like that.
Yeah, Turnitin is still available.
Yeah, so there's Turnitin. But nowadays I know because my wife is a lecturer too, right? So she uses multiple types of softwares to detect, because if Turnitin couldn't detect, there's other softwares being utilized. So there's a lot of unis out there who have taught the lecturers to go through multiple layers of checkings to ensure to check whether or not this one. Yeah, and also they have to go through the manual thing, right? Oh, it's tough. For me, I use AI. For example, I use ChatGPT.
I do too.
Yeah, we use
Yeah.
ChatGPT, right? But most of the time, not really to submit for homework, man. The lecturers are not that dumb, you know. I mean, you know how you perform in class. Like your writing is like this level, and then suddenly your homework is like what?
It's like, whoa.
Flawless.
Yeah.
I was like, no way, I'm gonna bullshit my lecturers. And my lecturer know my lecturer know my level is like this, and suddenly do the exam, poof.
Yeah.
So the question is, how did he cheat? Did he steal it from his friend? Back then, before this whole AI thing, the cheating is tiru homework orang lain.
Yeah, it's like I
That
take
is the
yours.
cheating.
I just like paraphrase a bit here and there.
Yeah.
Damn.
So that is the level of cheating last time.
Yeah.
Now it's like, now people don't want to copy other people's homework. Instead, you go copy the AI.
So if the AI can hallucinate as well, right?
Yeah.
If it gives you wrong answers, then it's wrong answers.
Yeah, I agree.
But let's be real, right? All teachers would interact with their students.
Correct.
I don't know a single teacher who doesn't interact with their students.
The whole semester, like 3 months I spend time with you. I know your level.
Yeah, I know your level. I know how you speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know your language level. This isn't. And you don't need a tool to evaluate that.
Oh,
You
okay.
can just look at it, it's like, okay, I'm already sus. And then I just use my tool to prove my point.
Yeah, I think that's also one of the reasons why lecturers even have all these tools to check and all this.
Yep.
Okay, the tools to check, I think people need to understand, right? People, these tools, right? The lecturer cannot just say, based on the writing, I know it's AI. Cannot. There must be some sort of
Proof. Yeah.
correct. There's some summary that so basically we will say things like, by utilizing this tool, we found out that this percent of this work is AI.
Mm.
Well, my God, 100% is insane.
There is.
Dulu tadi berapa belas persen only, right? Like,
Yeah, because
those-
that's plagiarism.
that's sikit 70%. But 100 is brutal, man.
Because to plagiarize, you cannot copy the whole essay and put it in. But for AI, you can prompt the whole essay and put it in.
Oh, but there's also one thing. Plagiarizing also is not restricted to your friend's work, but also works available on the net.
Yep.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so it's AI concept. But
Okay.
also understand. Oh God, 100% is brutal, man. Dulu lepas 15% pun dah merah. Oh, sorry, 16%. Tolong amend balik.
Right.
And it will also highlight this part is AI generated.
Yeah.
This is plagiar. It will tell you the softwares are that good, right?
You know, this topic about AI is so interesting now that one day I would like to bring a guest in that is a tech expert to talk about AI. So Ikwan, you're next. Okay? Yeah, I'm calling out now. I don't know if he watches this podcast, but you're next.
Yeah.
Uh,
I can't believe they're talking about this whole thing. Okay, but
Yeah.
I really want to address the question you have. Basically,
Okay.
where we draw the line, right?
Yep.
So I think that I don't mind students utilizing AI, but the line is the moment that you do not give your own take. You can use AI as a guideline, but why not use the guideline to give you ideas on how to approach certain things, questions, everything like that. But the moment you start copy paste, that's it. You're not learning anything. It's just you merely relying on the tool, the digital tool, to just do your work and everything like that. You're not going through any process of learning. And in cases like this, universities, any institution, schools, colleges, universities have every right to just fail you for the subject because they caught you in utilizing these tools. And then you have to defer semester, and then you have to, go through the whole process, and then you have to find, and then students, and I hate this whole idea where students, instead of not using AI in such a manner, they will try to find ways to use it in a clever way to get caught. I said, why can't you just do the work and just settle it? So, I mean, I know it's a hassle. Yeah, I know it's a hassle, but yeah, that's the whole part of getting your degree, diploma, school, SPM certificate and all this. That's the process you have to go through. I mean, it's not fair. The reason, and also the reason why institutions go through this whole hassle of trying to catch you in doing this is also because to ensure fairness. Because there's people out there who don't use AI, who put in the hours, who put in the hard work, reading, researching. I'm very sure you're aware there's some people who go through great lengths to find this research siap code and everything like that, and put in hard work, and then you find out that their score is actually the same as the person who's using AI. That's not fair. Surely they are pissed. These people who put in hours, surely they're pissed.
Besides the whole fairness as well, because I've been on both ends. I've been in HR and I'm also teaching now, so I'm at the whole spectrum. Because the university or the college is going to certify you a degree, a diploma, whatever it is, right? They are going to certify you to say that you have completed your course and you're awarded this because
Through your efforts.
through your efforts, and you have knowledge in this. So the reason why they need to enforce all this is so that you are equipped with the right knowledge, and we are going to certify you.
Not you equipped with AI.
Yeah, not you equipped with AI. Because if you go out to the working world, okay, and this is my HR hat now, right? You go out to the working world, you go to an interview, they ask you questions, or okay, how do you problem solve this? How do you do this? How do you do that? Then if they can't answer, and then the HR person will look at their education and say, oh, but you came from this university. Isn't this a reputable university? Like, it tarnishes the name of the university.
Oh yeah,
as well.
it does.
Yeah, even back then when I was working in HR, we have analytics on which university gives us the best hit rates in terms of employees that we hire. Yeah, so that's why we will give more attention to try to partner with these universities.
And they'll probably hire more from this uni because the students are of quality.
Correct. We will do more engagement with
Hit
the
rates.
university, with the students there. Hence, the whole ecosystem. Students get more opportunities to engage with us and a better chance of securing a job after they're done. and the university is in between this whole ecosystem also. They get the reputation of being, you know how universities, they like to also advertise as, oh, our students X% gets
Employed.
hired.
I guess. Yeah.
It's
I
actually
remember
a
that.
stat, right?
It's a stat. Like,
So that's why the university also needs to take care of their reputation that our students are of good quality.
yes, I agree with that. Yeah.
And the teachers or the lecturers or the tutors in the university have the responsibility of safeguarding this.
I agree. They also
Yeah.
want to do. They also don't want to. Their reputation is oh, your student got this, and yeah, and your students apa tak laku na makan.
Correct.
Oh, that
Yeah.
hurts.
Yeah. Then it comes to multiple levels, right? Of whoever who's teaching. Like, you can think of it from alamak, nanti aku kesian budak ni go out, like he's still dumb. Sorry to say, right? Yeah, that's for lack of a better word,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, he has a diploma, he has a degree, but he's still dumb. For lack of a better word. So we also want to try to avoid that because we also think of the human perspective that this guy can survive after he leaves.
Feels like a reminiscing episode because I just remembered that when you talk about that point, right? Because I remember when employing, there are some people who are very selective for the uni.
Yes.
Yeah, dia macam, oh, budak USM bagus ni. I'm not throwing USM as I'm just saying that
example.
Right? Oh, budak USM bagus. Oh, uni tak bagus lah. Kita tak hire sini. Oh, this uni, no, something like that.
Yep. And we made our decisions based on our analytics as well. So until now, I can tell on top of my head which unis are the best for the categories that I wanted, which is mostly IT stuff.
Because you've gone through the process, right? Yeah.
I'm part of the people who actually do those analytics. So that's part of HR strategy, by the way. If you want to know more, we can get the HR experts to sit here.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. Yeah.
Oh, I have my old friends that I can bring on the sofa one day. That's not too hard.
Yeah. But tapi Cloud,
too many names for me to name. But you're next.
But also on the question that you gave, right? Also, I think draw the line over that. The moment that you fully utilize AI for the work, same goes because we're coming back to the whole thing of the gaming thing, right?
Whether it's gaming is AI, to me, it's the same.
Yeah. It's the same.
Where do you draw the line?
So why when you utilize I use AI a lot on a daily basis, but you don't use that as your mantra. I don't believe AI fully. There's always times where AI generations are not that good, and I come up with better ideas anyways. But it just helped me to actually give a little bit of insight, and I do have a lot of conversation, a lot of banters together with AI, so that I can get the best answer, and not expect the first answer AI gives me. I'm just fully taking everything at that, and whether it's gaming or non-gaming is the same as well. Yeah.
Okay, so yay or nay?
Nay on
relating it to schools for you. Now that we have the question of
because you added on also on the whole part of the whole screen time and all this, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's very concerning. But remember, those are not esports. I want to come back to the point. Okay,
I like that.
It's not esports. It's gaming. Just because the guy is always on the phone a lot, just because he play game, I hate it when people. Just because I'm on the phone, right? I main game. Tengok esports. Damn it, I'm just playing a game. This has nothing
when
to
you play
do
one of your
with...
gacha games.
Yeah, gacha games ke, I main Tetris ke, Solitaire ke, whatever it may be, right? I play ML ke. I know MLBB, HOK, PUBG Mobile. I'm talking about mobile games, right? They are esports game titles. But just because I play it does not mean, dia tengah esports. I'm just playing it.
No, I'm just playing.
You need to understand. Geram ni macam geram. Main PUBG Mobile, esports. No.
Okay.
Hey, main mama, if you see me, Cloud and Lin, yes, we work in the esports industry. But if we lepak kat mama, we main PUBG Mobile, we main HOK, that does not mean we are esporting. We're not esporting at the moment.
I like how you put it.
I just want you to understand. We're just playing games. Tak pasal-pasal kena label.
Kan, terus. You're esporting.
Main on PUBG Mobile, esports.
Esporting. Okay. But I think I give the conclusion to our discussion lah.
Please.
To me personally, answering the question, esports, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I would say yes. Implement it in schools. It's a new way of learning, and also competition. Because if we talk about esports, not talking about gaming, Flava has already explained it extensively. It has the sporting value to it.
Yeah,
right?
it
The
is.
discipline, the mindset, the teamwork to it,
Exactly.
how you analyze and how you problem solve the game, things like that. To me, yes, because I personally also teach esports at the university.
Oh yeah.
I would angle it to like not only talking about like, oh, come, we just sit down and play a game. To me, that's not esports.
Oh yeah, that's
That's
not.
just gaming, like what you say. But I insert, okay, how do we look at the game? How do we give feedback to each other? Yeah, that's very important. How do we learn, and what are the ways of playing, of training properly? Like, yeah, some methods and all that, and also teach them about the industry. You've been to my class as well.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a
Yeah.
great approach on how you want to do it. And yeah, so in case you're wondering, you're teaching what? Tayo MT, right?
Tayo MT,
Yeah.
the one that qualified to MKL. You know, the one that is.
Wow. Wow,
We're going to
Nasli.
meet Bobby Terbang
Wah.
soon. Flex.
Lin, waktu part ni boleh you buat ads flying. MKL. Apollo. Sali apa dalam Melayu tapi bercakap kan tiba-tiba kan. Oh.
You have to say the one that qualified to MKL, you know.
Yeah.
Have to,
Anytime there's an opportunity to select in right, flying logo.
you know ACS? ACS?
ACS
Yeah, we are
betul.
Wilayah Persekutuan champion, you know, just saying.
Oh, just saying.
Just saying.
What else? Yeah, but tolonglah, okay, just in case you're wondering, yes, when it comes to esports education that Cloud's actually teaching, diorang bukan datang kelas main game, okay? Just you know,
Yeah.
they do have a little bit, but that's part of the
Yeah.
class. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you for clarifying,
All
and
right.
thank you for throwing in those extra information about Tayo MT's achievements.
Yep. I just have to, you know, they work hard.
You must do this, Lin. You must do that flying thing, I swear.
Oh no, he's gonna kill me. Okay, let's jump to the next question. Now, if a student can earn more money in esports than after graduation, does he still need to continue studying?
That's up to him.
Okay,
Yeah, that's up to him.
all right, elaborate please.
I mean, it's not my place to just tell you must, but highly encourage you to actually have education.
Mm.
Yes, because just in case things don't happen. Because I want to use the example you gave earlier on,
Okay.
where there was this particular individual who have made it to the highest of highs,
Mm.
and then after that, SPM. Okay, that one teruk sangat. I thought we want to set the benchmark as SPM as minimum. Ada,
okay.
but the way you tell the story is SPM pun tak ada. Wah,
They are. You will be surprised.
I'm not surprised,
Okay.
but
Okay,
it's so
you
sad.
will be surprised, the
But
audience.
no, but I'm. What are you gonna do in your life in that way? Because sekarang bare minimum for job applications diploma, and nowadays pun banyak dah makin banyak yang minta degree now. If you realize it.
The bar is getting higher.
Exactly. Dulu ramai orang macam diploma. But if degree you can get higher. But now, oh God, but SPM, how do I explain this, man? You have nothing to fall back to. This is just my concern. It's not my place to paksa you, mesti degree. I don't care, you EWC champion ke, you world champion, M series, you world champion HOK, PUBG Mobile, whatever it is, mesti dapat degree. I'm not trying to become that person. But because we do care. Myself, not just restrict to myself. I believe that every other individual out there do care that for your future, just get an education. If tak nak PhD, we're not asking you to go masters and everything, but it'll be great if you go down that path, right? Not asking you to go. Why not bare minimum? Sekarang ni, dulu bare minimum yang cakap diploma. Now I'm like, I have to change it. Bare minimum, SPM tu tolonglah habiskan. If you can get diploma, tolonglah ambil. At least if something were to happen to you in life, you have something to fall back to. That's definitely the key point here. But whether or not you should, I mean, for me, I think you should. But I'm not going to force it upon you. Kalau you betul-betul tak nak, I mean, who am I? Tiba-tiba datang ke rumah you. So, come, I drag you to uni. You go study. No, man. Yeah. But I encourage them to do so.
Yeah. Well, of course, with what talk of more money in esports after graduation are we talking about? So that's number one.
I'm thinking very high lah.
Yeah.
It's something if you want to really boast. 10 million ringgit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Highest of highs lah.
I mean, that's like, again, we come back to the 0.00001%, right?
You gotta be the best of the best.
Yeah. But, and then the second question is that, how sustainable it is.
Yeah.
How long can it last you?
Until the next Wonder Boy comes in.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
beat
if you get like the 10 million ringgit, sure, right? It's an instant life-changing retirement at 20 years old sort of money.
Yeah.
but that's the 0.0001%, right?
If I were to change it a little bit, right? Dulu before esports talks, right? Dulu was the talk about Lee Chong Wei,
Mm.
the Miss Boon C Day. You know the gold. So there's badminton, all this, right? There's a lot of people who want to become badminton who wants to become the best. To become the best, Lee Chong Wei is the best, and he's 0.00001 again.
Mm.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people who are passionate about badminton. Same goes to bola. It's either you become the best and all this. Same goes for esports. You want to use examples? For example, esports dulu orang throw names like solos.
Mm.
Yeah, the solos. Now, Sekai baru habis sekolah dah
yeah.
kaya.
EWC champion, EWC MVP.
Yeah, Sekai MCP, MPL back to back.
Mm.
Yeah. So, yeah, but once again, back again, do the numbers lah. We're not throwing just 000. But the thing is, think of numbers. Our population, 33 million at the current moment.
Mm.
Daripada 30 million, only a few minute, 5 people. Selangor Red Giants, for example, for MLBB lah. HOK lain cerita. Yeah, HOK pun lain pula. There's AG, the Nova and all this. But what's the
There's
percentage?
IUT.
Exactly. You have to be the best.
Just saying.
Yes, UMT as well. Yeah. So you calculate like this. If you can become the best of the best, yes. We're happy for you. We're happy for you. We're not saying you cannot, but sometimes you kena ukur kat badan sendiri.
Mm.
You don't sembang pasal you ada skill, but then Dota pun Arkon, MLBB pun baru. Let's say for example you are in.
I haven't been down there for a while. I forgot what's it called.
Yeah, exactly. Kalau you ranking rendah tapi sembang lebat macam boleh become world champion. Bro. Yeah, be realistic. Do your research. Have a good understanding of things. Sekai, so surely he's mythical glory and everything like that, and higher rankings and everything like that. Logical for him to aspire to be that because yeah. But if you haven't even reached that rank, for example, people want to go pro in Valorant, cannot even reach highest rank. And how can you say the pros can reach the highest rank every season? So I think realistically, I can safely say you might have a future.
Right.
At least I can throw that lah. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. And I think I will give my final point on the key point of this question here is the key point is studying, right? So for me, I mentioned this again before that studying doesn't need to only come in the form of you going through college or university. It's not limited to that. Okay. There's a lot of resources to study and all that. Like YouTube, there's podcasts, there's people doing short form content on learning new stuff and all that. And this is where sometimes I want to add on a little bit more to this question, right? Is that like sometimes we talk about like, are our coaches and managers equipped with enough knowledge in people management, in doing all the stuff that they're supposed to do, right? And sometimes they don't because they are because a lot of them are probably like, okay, I was a gamer, I joined a few tournaments here and there, and then I jump into coaching. So the exposure is limited to only this bracket, right? So you don't have the knowledge of maybe sports science, for example, or business management or people management, marketing and all that things that you need to be in the role. But you cannot just like, okay, now I'm a coach of this professional tier 1 team. I cannot just drop this and go do my degree, right? Which I totally understand. There will not be enough time because it's a tier 1 team. So what can you do? You can go to these other resources like on your free time. I just watch a 1 hour tutorial on YouTube on, what is marketing, for example. Just watch it, this is how people do marketing. Like just 1 hour.
Oh yeah.
Right? Something like that. Something that you can watch before you sleep, maybe like a 10-minute video on whatever topic, right? This is how I manage psychology. Yeah, learn all that, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
these are also ways of studying as well that you can do, even though after you made it like post-studying, post-graduation, or even if you did not graduate, you jump straight into the pro scene, you can continue to study in this way.
Agreed.
And can you imagine this, right, Lava? Think of it this way. Let's say you're one of those that you went pro, you had highs, and then everything just goes zero again. You're one of those unfortunate souls. But along the way, you have done the things that I mentioned just now, and then you decided to like, maybe it's time for me to build my life. I'll go take a degree in whatever topic, and then I go work. Can you imagine how easy would your degree taking process be?
Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
right?
Agree.
You have the life experience, and along the way, you have learned all these through materials that are online and all that, other resources.
And also bagi tambahan, kita sekarang ada degree yang flexible. The normal degrees are like 2-3 years, right?
Yeah.
There's some degrees which are 5 years, but it's like part-time-ish. I heard
Oh
about
yeah,
this.
part-time degrees.
Yeah, something like that. So there are options explore because right now on the education industry, they do understand there are certain special cases where sometimes tengah, let's say for example, if they're not doing esports sahaja lah, sometimes they're already working but also want to study at the same time as well. You can also explore this too.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Right?
I'm one
Flexible.
of those people who did working and study at the same
Oh, you
time.
did that too?
Yeah, I did that.
Ah.
Yeah, I did that, and I'm doing that now as well. I did that for degree, masters, and now PhD. Yeah. Of course, different levels have different challenges, but I can tell you it's doable. Just find your own way.
Exhibit
Yeah.
A. Yeah, I found it. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a total of 4 more questions. Just not to scare you off. not like the 50 questions.
It's not
from
like I'm
before.
going to run and leave. What? How many more?
Okay, just to set your expectation,
Okay,
since
okay.
we had a 50 question before. All right, so this one is about social and cultural dimension. Oh, if we talk about social, I like it because it's social science. It's my jam. Should government or school invest in esports as part of national pride, like Olympics, or will that undermine education systems?
This debate very tough because
Okay,
then the question
That's
is
your
really because for me, right, I'm thinking of on the government side, is it really a priority for us to put esports? Is there no other initiatives where we can actually focus on first?
oh,
Yeah, I mean like is it really
I like your point. Okay,
yeah
bring it on.
It's like devil advocating myself.
Okay, please.
Yeah, right. Really, here's the thing, right? When we look at because esports has made it as an official sport in Malaysia back in 2018, right? So we're amongst other sports out there. So other sports would debate. Why are you prioritizing esports? You could have just focused on us. We've been around much longer. Bola sepak, basketball, squash, tennis, and all this. What's with all this sudden need for you to actually make esports at the current moment and integrate it with education? What's the reasoning behind it? You must have a good reason to force the government to get into this whole idea of things, right? Yeah, that's just me thinking about it. Yeah, I'm not working with the government, but usually when you want the government to support something, you also need to be in their shoes. And not just as simple as minta government and just do it. It's not that simple. Think about if you're in their shoes, they would question you back. Why should we do this? Then you need to give them the reasons on why it needs to be towards esports and not other things, you know? And beyond sports, there's also other things that the government needs to prioritize as well. Okay? Now, let's put that to the side. Let's assume that the conversation is just about whether or not we should put esports in education. Yeah. How's the question again in full?
Okay, so I read it again, yeah? Should government or school invest in esports as part of national pride like Olympics? Or will that undermine the education system?
Okay, for me, very, very easy. For this one, right? If we do see potential that Malaysia is able to contribute, because if the translation is towards Olympics, then you must have some sort of statistic that shows that we do have a potential to actually bag in a medal. Because Olympics is all about medal. There's no prize money. Tak ada. It's more towards the government investing money in towards the development of athletes, their performance, for them to translate that into victory over an Olympics. May it be bronze, silver, or even gold, right? So if we do show potential, then probably a good reason to actually do so. And how to do this? I think for me, the most realistic way is probably towards not investing in schools, but sekolah sukan instead. That's my thinking. Like Majlis Sukan Negara kan sekolah sukan is over there, right?
Yep.
I would say the government be leaning more towards that rather than school as a whole, like the whole school. Because we don't have those programs towards Olympics there. It's always the sekolah sukan, which is more focused, Tamasha related. Sukan si ASEAN Games and Commonwealth and everything else like that. Yeah, probably.
Right, and I think that we are by implementing esports in schools, it won't undermine. In fact, we see success of our of teams that do well internationally, Selangor Red Giants, Nova, and many other teams, and we have individuals as well that do well internationally.
I'm surprised you didn't look like Toyota.
What if we go EWC? we, as if I have anything to do with it.
Yeah,
Disclaimer, I have nothing to do with it, okay?
We-
If they go EWC, then we're talking. You're waiting for me to pull that one off,
That's the
right?
thing because you be ascertaining a lot. Awal-awal, so I was like, oh, he's gonna throw a lid. I mean, is it wrong for me to think of that, right? I was like waiting for it.
I didn't mean to insert it, but thanks for inserting for me.
Yeah. Apollo ad.
Apollo! Sponsor us, please. Yeah. But if because there's already this system called the MSSM.
Yeah, MSSM.
So if esports is embedded as part of as MSSM, as part of like school curriculars, I think that's okay. I don't think that will undermine because we already have a track record internationally.
Exactly.
Yeah, and there is esports in Asian Games, and there will be esports Olympics and all these. So there's a good reason to have it lah.
Exactly.
Right. But I want to extend this question because there's something that we did at the university as well. So we did a feasibility study on whether we want to make esports a course or not. And when I'm saying course, not subject, the difference is that a course is we're talking about a degree in esports, for example. It's an entire course. And there was one time we did this feasibility study and our study shows that it is not worth it to do.
I agree.
Why? Right? It's because of the job prospect.
Correct.
Now, if you have a degree in esports and you go out, your scope is only limited to anything within esports.
Exactly.
And esports is still, we can say it's still growing.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of room to create more job opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
So if that happens to you, then you're stuck. So if you have a diploma in esports, you're stuck within that, and even that also, you have to compete with people who are already in the system.
Exactly.
Right?
Who doesn't even have a certificate?
Who doesn't even have
Have
a
a certificate.
diploma in esports.
To begin with, right? So they're just going straight up skills. Yeah, I agree.
Correct. So that's where we see it as like, okay, it's not worth it to do that. Let's continue to do the system that we do is that we have and we're talking about TAUMT. Yeah, just but this is a legit example, okay? Legit example.
It was legit before too, but okay. It was
Right. Where we have it as a co-curriculum so that if you're interested to discover about the industry, to know what it is actually like, you can take this as a co-curricular course and then you decide on whether whatever subject that you have been taking, whether it's marketing, business, computer science, you name it, right? You want to relate it back to working in esports in the future, by all means.
yeah, that's
Yeah, so that the course is to give you an exposure and an idea of what esports actually is, because there's so much misconception on like gaming versus esports. Like how
Exactly.
you pointed it
You
out.
will learn about this if you do take up those courses. Also, just to add on a little bit, right, about this is that I don't want to talk so much about degree in esports. Let's talk about the other existing degrees at the current moment. For example, mass comm. A lot of people who are doing mass comm, because it's so broad, right? It can be applied in different other industries. So if you don't get a job in esports, you can apply somewhere else. But yeah, when we talk about limitations, esports, I mean, like the demand nowadays, you don't see around, oh, we're looking for somebody degree in esports. There's no demand for it. So why would they create it? So basically, you're just churning out graduates in degree in esports
Mm.
and they don't land jobs.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. Then that is a major issue. Maybe not, honestly, major issue not so much for colleges or universities. If you ask me, to them it's just a number. But it's a major issue to the individual who's taking the course.
Oh, yeah.
It is the life and the future of the individual.
Correct.
And to me, that is very concerning if it doesn't go to the person's way. Now, there are institutions that have rolled out a diploma in esports.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yep. But
I'm worried.
you're worried, yeah?
Yeah, I'm worried.
Mhm. Okay, and I'm going to sink in this reality here. Okay, but this diploma in esports for this institution that I will not name first, it's being sunset because I understand popularity perhaps and all that. But okay, I don't know the exact reason. Okay, to be fair, I don't know the exact reason, but I know it's starting to sunset. However, it comes back to the same question that I had. when I looked at the syllabus, it sparked me like, okay, yes, you're learning this, but how will this be translated into getting you a job later on, right? Yeah. Because the syllabus teaches you like all that, but like like on paper, like I teach you like, oh, this is an observer, for example, right? But if you have never done an actual observing before in a production environment,
Okay.
it's really not the same.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Hence I try, right? I really try to focus on things that are transferable skills, things that are critical thinking, things that you can try to learn practically. Yep, and problem solving, and also try to improve on communication. So whatever happens, right? These skills are all transferable.
I agree.
Yeah,
And also applied differently across different ecosystems,
Mm.
not just limited to like you say communications. Can be applied to multiple ecosystems too.
correct.
Yeah, broadcasting, whatever, and all that.
Yeah, and even if you choose to go out of the scope that you have studied, you want to do something totally different, these things will also carry.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm honestly very concerned as well about what's next.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I try my level best to be able to try to encourage all these softer skills,
Mhm.
yeah, critical thinking skills to be brought out, to be trained, so that whatever happens as students are still okay once they graduate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I guess we can move on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, please.
Okay. I think this is a good one because you mentioned just now that you have interacted with parents in the cafe before.
Mm.
Do parents reject esports because it threatens traditional expectations or because the industry still lacks security and structure?
Both.
All right.
Both. Straight up. Both.
All right.
Both
Tell us more.
are reasons about this. Let's start with the first one. First one was
Okay. We split it out there. Do parents reject esports because it threatens traditional expectation?
yes, because exhibit A, my family is very traditional thinking. It's if you don't make it as a doctor, if you don't make it as a as a what do you call it, engineer,
Doctor,
lawyer,
engineer, accountant, lawyer.
accountant, lawyer, yeah, correct. Don't make
Right.
it as four that you
But you
eh,
didn't do any one of these.
yeah, you don't do that, you don't make it. So yeah, it's very, very challenging. Especially, it's not just about. Here's the thing: going out of that spectrum is already bad,
Mm.
and then there's esports, even worse. Like no way was gaming. Because back then I remember this conversation. People was like, mana ada zaman dulu orang cakap gaming buat duit. Of course, now yes, you have means you can actually make money through it. But since the question's asking, this question's about, perspective, right? Yeah, they're very against it and all this. But their concerns are valid. The concerns are valid because it's still not stable.
Mm.
Yeah, it's still not stable. It's not like a surefire kind of thing. Most of them are freelancers, and even the ones who actually are stable are people who actually do the full employment thing. For example, who do production and they get hired fully, but they're also part-timers as well. There's also contract work. If you can actually land full-time within the industry and work, yeah, great. I think there's a little bit of sustainability, a little bit stability and sustainability at the same time as well. But most of them are not. Most of them are still contracts. Most of them are still part-times upon hires and everything like that. So yeah, it still goes against perspective and everything like that. That's definitely the first one. That's my thought.
Okay, we'll answer this part by part so it's easier.
Mhm.
So my thought is that it threatens traditional expectations. I would say yes. Because what is traditional expectations? Okay,
I
maybe
was
I'll
thinking
throw this
traditional.
question to you.
I,
Yeah, what
I,
is
I think traditional is like the
not
old time.
Tarian Zapin and all that. That one
Yeah,
doesn't count,
not
right?
that
Okay.
one. I was
Not that.
but so my thinking as traditional is like back in the days lah. I would say
Okay.
from a different era. I would say my parents, my grandparents, and all
The
this.
lawyer, accountant.
Oh
thingy,
yeah,
right?
yeah, definitely right now. I
Okay.
think at the current moment also people are still throwing that, but with other options. This is much more broader because because the older generation do see that there are other careers we can also make it big to
Yep.
beyond those mentioned.
But I
Right?
understand why it is challenged as well because those careers like doctors and lawyers and all that, at least as of now, even with AI, it is still foolproof.
Oh yeah, it's still foolproof.
Yeah, it
I
is still
agree.
foolproof. So that's why naturally parents would be concerned about their kids. They want their kids to do well and be able to fend on their own later on. These are jobs that are foolproof. So it's natural for parents to say that, go do that instead, right? But also, not everybody can be a doctor. Not everybody can be a lawyer. Not everybody can be an accountant, and so on and so forth.
Competition.
Yeah, and everyone has their different pathways in life, right? So, I would say that yes, I understand why parents feel threatened. It's because of the alternative pathways that are new, and this is where I always like to put it this way, right? Um, Sometimes you feel threatened because you don't understand it.
I agree.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I don't know what is this. Just know, right?
That is
So
so true.
yeah, but if you understand it and taking this esports as a context, right? Most people will say that, oh, esports is just people playing games. People don't know that, oh, there's other things you can do. You can be a producer, you can be a scriptwriter, you can be a cameraman, you can be whatever it is, right?
Mm.
Yeah, you can be a talent, whatever it is. And if you think about it, and I'm sure you know about this, if you become a producer in esports, you become a scriptwriter in esports, cameraman in esports, you can also be in general TV broadcasting. It
Oh, yeah.
works,
Yes.
right? Yeah, you learn the same technologies. Maybe the flow is a little bit different here and there, but most of the skill sets are transferable.
Exactly. It's almost there. I wouldn't say it's the same, but it's almost there where it just require you tweak a little bit of upscaling your knowledge, and then you can easily adapt towards the other side. That's all.
Yeah, it's just like the podcast with Jen. He started off as esports production, but now he's able to do corporate production
Mhm.
and all the other stuff, right? So that's an example. So I would say that parents feel threatened because sometimes you don't understand.
I agree.
Yeah, but the world is changing. Things like screen time is a topic. Things like AI is a topic. We have to somehow move with the times.
I agree. Yeah.
Okay. The second part of this question, or because the industry still lacks security and structure.
It does
Your
like.
take,
It
right?
does like. I think we shared a lot about this. I really don't wanna sound like a parrot already, but yeah, I think based on the conversations we had earlier on, there's a lot of uncertainties going on. Let's say, for example, when it comes to esports, right? Since we've been around so long, right? We always know this. The first half of the year is like the dry part of the year.
The esports winter, they
It's
call
was
it.
winter.
Yeah, it's a term though.
It's winter, or it could be
Yeah.
summer. I don't know. It could be a desert. I don't know. Whatever it may be, right? Yeah. During the time, there's a lack of esports events going on and all. It's literally downtime. But whereas third, fourth quarter of the year, there's a lot of things going on. And suddenly all the companies got a lot of money and everything like that. To actually do, right? Yeah. So there's a lot of uncertainties going on. Number of gigs, people come and go. It's just not sustainable. So that's why, um, not saying it's not sustainable for everyone. There are people who made it and the people who don't. So therefore, the instability is still there. That's
Mm.
why I say the formula that Cloud mentioned just now that works are the ones that we mentioned just now. Those works. So it give you a we don't want to say assurance 100%, but it's a very high percentage assurance that you will make it in life by being within that spectrum.
Mm.
And back to our conversations, even from the previous question earlier as well, a lot of instability, a lot of not sure, especially with people who are not even familiar with what esports is to begin with, right? Lack of knowledge, unfamiliarity, so people strain away from it.
Yeah. I like that you put in the POV of a freelancer thinking about the next gig. I put in the POV of somebody who is working stably in esports. Say you're a general manager with this esports organization, for example, right? So yes, it is stable, but then again, we are talking about the industry here as an overall. There's still some tuning here and there with the industry, right? In general, whether it's from a business perspective or whether it's from a competitive perspective and all that, and so on and so forth. So I would understand that when if parents who they come in and they say that, okay, I understand esports. I know the games, I've studied the industry, I know about it, but I still feel insecure for my kid. And then that's where the conversation will evolve to, yes, I agree with you. As a parent who has done all his homework, 70% of the esports market is driven by sponsorship.
Mhm.
Yeah. So if that amount of money that runs the industry is driven by sponsorship, can you imagine if sponsors they can just say that, oh, I choose to sponsor something else, or my
Exactly.
direction change.
Different
I choose to go
industry.
for another industry. It can just flip just like that. So how sustainable is esports? And again, we are talking about esports and not gaming. So don't so let's differentiate between like
Yeah.
yeah, the game itself of like, oh, I buy the skins and all that. That's
Yeah.
like different, right? We're talking about esports. There can be some relation, but I think that will be a whole other podcast that
Oh,
we
yeah.
can talk about. It's too long.
I agree. Yeah.
But specifically in esports, yeah, then it's true, right? If like 70% is based on external sponsorship, so then that I think that tells a lot of the story of like how the level of uncertainty that we might have as well.
Agree.
Yeah. And I understand the concern of the parents because of that.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah. Okay. We can move on.
Oh yeah, most
Okay.
definitely.
The final part. Personal reflection. Can a person truly succeed in esports without the foundational skills like discipline, communication, learning ability that schools are meant to build?
Oh, can again.
Yeah.
Can. Can.
Uh,
You can. You can, but the chances of you making it is small. I don't want to say. That's why I say when we're saying these kind of things, you have to be careful because when I say cannot, and then you have an example of somebody who made it, meaning you can. The moment somebody has done it, meaning it's a possibility you can. But the chances of that coming out is very, 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 very small. So if possible, why risk yourself going through such a process, which is no process at all?
mm,
No thinking required. Just jump gung ho and just go crazy, and then surely I'll make it. No, why not just take a little bit of time to actually do a little bit of research?
mm,
This sounds like school, right? Just do a little bit of research, do a little bit of studying in regards to, whatever it may be, not restricted, whatever it may be, right? Not just esports, right? Do a little study, do your research and all this. And who knows, you might have a different take in how you want to approach. Probably you still want to probably you still want to pursue esports, but in a more structured, in a much more knowledgeable manner. Therefore, you're set to succeed rather than set to fail.
mm.
Yeah.
Right. I want to pick out a keyword from this point, right, which is learning ability. That is part of this question, right? Like, without the foundational skills of discipline, communication, learning ability. And I had this chat with Man Parang before. All right. I asked him, how long do you think an esports player career would last? He said 1 year.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, for somebody who has been in the scene for ever, right?
I don't
He
know.
says 1 year. So he didn't really explain it, but he just gave me a general statement. So I had my thought of like, why did he say 1 year? So after like, we have our own experiences of interacting with players and all that, I came up with this. The reason why it is such a short span for an esports player is because of the change of meta. Now, that is the key difference
Wow. Okay.
compared to like traditional sports. Football, badminton, the rules have not changed for the past, I don't know, 50, 100 years, maybe,
Mm.
right? Or at least have not changed much. But in esports, maybe within a year, you get introduced to 2, 3 new heroes, maybe. Map shifts, item attributes, everything shifts. For
Okay.
example, if you talk about PUBG Mobile, oh, now this shotgun is good. Next few months, the other shotgun is good. Next few months, yeah, and it just shifts. Oh, now there's a new map being introduced in PUBG Mobile, which is Rondo. Everybody has to relearn everything,
Okay.
right? So because of the pace that keeps on going, like, you need to relearn. Oh, today I learned this hero, I'm good at it. They switch the patch, they nerf that hero. You have to relearn another new hero. And you cannot just learn one hero. At a pro level, you need to learn
All.
a lot, right?
A lot,
Basically, a lot,
yeah.
or if not all, right?
Because you need to have the good understanding of the heroes.
Right. So coming back to the point of learning ability. If you don't have the learning ability, then
You cannot adapt.
you cannot adapt. That's
Uh-huh.
where you fall off within a year. You just need a year's worth of patches. You're gone.
That sounds so weak, though. Sounds like
And that was from Manpara. He told me 1 year.
I'll be very disappointed if that was the reason, because it sounds as if like you're good, but only because the patch leans towards you, and therefore you, because you don't have the ability to adapt, learn, and study. Therefore, you just fall off.
I give another real case example, right? So this is case study time. Very famous PUBG mobile player from Indonesia. I know sometimes people hear that, why is he keep talking about Indonesia? But Indonesia has a lot of case studies. And I think Malaysia, we can also learn. And this is part of academic sort of mindset learning. So there's this world champion called Ryzen, who used to be champions with BTR or Bigatron, right? He was one of the earlier ones to retire from within his team. Why? Because there was that one season after and this, we're talking about world champion. There was that one season after he became a world champion, the shotgun meta came in because of some buffs and debuffs and all that.
Yeah.
He couldn't adapt. He just said that,
it just fell off, right?
he just fell off, like, the DBS, the shotgun just isn't my thing. I don't feel it, or whatever his personal reasoning is. But that just shows that even though if you're a world champion, it just takes that one shift of a meta and then gone. Of course, he finds success being an influencer and all that. That's fine. But within esports, it just falls off just like that. So you can imagine
It's quite
for the
unfortunate.
newer
though.
players, how?
Yeah, I think that's quite unfortunate. And I'm just thinking of this way, right? It's sad. Like, imagine if, remember last time we had to report to the ministry, right? And report to OCM and all this. Imagine we had to tell them that, why does this player suck right now? Oh, meta.
And then you have to explain what the meta
No,
is.
that's the thing. And then I'm very sure the reaction from them is that you telling me this guy is only good for this season only because of this particular thing, and then altogether he cannot adapt. Oh God, that sounds like a shitty excuse. Honestly, if I was government, if I was Ministry of, if I was part of the Olympic Council or even National Sports Council, ISN, I would not accept that excuse. I'm like, that sounds so like, really, that comments to how drastic it is, that to a point where you really cannot adapt knowledge-wise, approach-wise, and also skill-wise.
So maybe this comes back to mentality on how do you learn, right? So this comes back to the whole point of like the learning part, right? The learning ability. So if you don't build your learning ability, how are you supposed to adapt, even in like a pro scene?
I see.
Same, right? So same goes to like, even if you work behind the scenes, say you work production, or even if you work in marketing in esports or that, esports is still constantly changing.
Exactly.
And it's not only esports. Esports also relate to social media. Social media rules are always changing. Today could be this, tomorrow could be that. Algorithms always changing. How do you readapt yourself? It's all about the learning ability here. I want to quote another example. And I like this word that is being used by Lafelle. So I was listening to one of his talks or podcasts. I forgot what show it was. But he mentioned something very interesting that sparked me. So shout out to Lafelle. He says, players have a habit. If they are used to a certain habit, it's hard to change the habit. So in his context, he was saying between the meta of tank jungle and also assassin jungle. So he says that if you are so used to the habit of playing a tank jungle, how do you play tank jungle? And we're talking generally, yeah? You be in front, you be the tank, basically, right? But if you're assassin jungle, you don't absorb as much damage.
Correct.
Hence, you don't be the front guy. You be the finisher guy.
You're in and out.
You have to play the opposite kind of role. But if your mindset is so skewed towards like you are a tank jungle, and now you have to play an assassin hero, and you tend to play it like a tank, you're gone.
Because you don't have the adaptability.
Yes. So that is, I like the word that he used, habit. And that is a habit that fails players at tier 1. Not tier 1 international, but at the tier 1 scene. Yeah. So comes back to this point of learning ability. So can they succeed if they lack the learning ability that schools are meant to build?
Very
I come
high
back
chance.
to this.
Very high chance, yeah.
Okay. So a bit. I just want to end my point here with this. Being in schools or university or college, it is one thing is about learning the technical skills of marketing, engineering, whatever. But the other thing is also learning on these things: discipline, communication, and learning ability. And educational institutions are a safe place
Mm.
to fail. You can do technically anything you want, of course within the rules, and that's where the discipline comes in. And if you fail, it's okay. You're not going to be you're not going to be told like tomorrow you don't need to come to work, and that cuts your income and that cuts your lifestyle and all that. You will still come to school. Teachers will guide you to say that you shouldn't do that. Let's do it this way, right? In general, right? Speaking from a general perspective. So it's a safe place to fail. So hence, that's why it is important to, if you want to succeed in esports as well, is to build all these skills. And if you don't know where to build, you don't know where to start, where to find your own resources online, how to learn, just go to school.
I
The
agree.
system is there.
I really want to square and say that this is the importance of education.
Mm.
It's not just about learning, but also the skills you pick up
Yeah.
as well. Yeah. Well, God, it sounds so bad. This final question, God, it feels
Hits you.
it's hard because I feel so disgusted. I can't believe, like, if you tell me this, right? Imagine you're a team owner, part of organization. Really, you couldn't adapt. So just because of this patch, it ruins you wholly. You really couldn't bring yourself to study and pick yourself back up. You just fall like that.
Apparently mentioned by the Southeast Asia champion himself. Yeah, and he deals and still dealing. He's coaching Sem 9, by the way, with a lot of young players. So he surely has a good perspective of this topic or that question at least.
I have nothing wrong with
Yeah.
what he said. I'm
Mm.
just concerned with what he said.
Ah,
I have nothing wrong with him saying it. I believe that from his experience, that's what he came up with. And I think,
hey, that's the whole point of us doing this recording, so we can bring out these topics, and hopefully whoever who is in the system and is relevant to them can go figure out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Last question. All right. If you had to sacrifice one of your education or your passion for esports, which one would define who you really are? I feel that this question, the structure feels a bit off though. Okay.
I was fine until you said sacrifice which one and for what reason. I was like, whoa.
Why don't you try the last one?
If you had to sacrifice, here's the thing, right? Normally people ask, if you had to sacrifice your education or your passion for esports, which one would you sacrifice? But then the way you ended was, which one would define who you really are? Oh God.
Well, what does it mean?
What does it mean?
Can you try to make sense of it? Or should we ask the person who is currently behind the screen to
probably
explain? Yeah. Sorry again?
No, but the last part says that
Which one would define who you really
yes,
are?
correct. It makes it different. So after you add on the back, right? Which one would define who you really are? The question becomes different than the original. Yeah. So what do you mean by that?
Okay. So let's put it this way lah. Okay, I'm also trying to process it,
I'm
but
trying to.
yeah, that's why one day as his last end goal of this project is to be on the couch. Yeah, so he
okay.
can elaborate the question.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But before you say anything, right? I just
Okay.
want to say this, right? We could have just not think too hard on this and just go easy. Oh, we pick this one. But because we do care about the questions and we want to make sure that we make it justice and address it as how the question is meant to be, that's why we're very critical about it. If not, we would just just a bit. But because we do care and we really want to make sure that we give the right response to this too.
Right. I like that you bring that out, right? So before I go on to the question as well, I also want to put out that asking questions is the baseline of critical thinking.
Yeah.
If you are able to ask questions, you're able to elaborate your questions and come up with follow-up questions after that, you are thinking, right?
Great.
So hence, I mean, this is also a learning process. Hao Jie himself is also
Yeah, yeah.
learning. He's within the course, and that's why he's sitting here with us today. Is also he wants to learn not only about the scene, but also how to elaborate questions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
agree, I
that's
agree.
why we got a bit critical on what it actually means.
Yeah.
But okay, let's simplify it then now, just to answer the question. Um, what would you sacrifice, education or passion for esports?
Phew, that were.
Now I want to turn back to Flava when you were in school.
Hmm.
Mm.
If I went in school,
Yeah.
I think give me a moment to think this through rather than me just spewing out things out of nowhere.
Right. It is the last question, so you can give a
Yeah,
good one.
exactly. Why I'm having a very hard time to actually answer this is because during the early days of me being in school, I wasn't doing so well. So I didn't really see, and of course, I was at a time in my life where I don't see the importance of education. I know of how important it is, but I don't know how much. Until it hits you, baru you macam, oh, okay, that's
Mm.
big, right? Everybody, all the teachers, your parents, all keep throwing this thing to your face and always screaming it to your ears and saying that education is important and all this. But yeah, you're a kid, right? So you're not thinking things long term and everything like that.
Mm.
But of course, at the start of that life, I haven't been exposed to esports, anyways. Yeah, I would say that I have a lot of interest. I would say that it wasn't even passion because it was just interest, just like to play game.
Coming back to our first topic of
Yeah, I
interest.
really
yeah.
like to play a game.
Yeah.
Now I can safely say I have a passion for esports. I really love the sport, not just because it's just gaming and about my game. No, not really. I really, truly, genuinely love the sport too hard. Yeah, but yeah, I would sacrifice esports. I would not sacrifice education. I need it because I don't know. Because back in the days, I would not know whether I will succeed in esports or not.
Mm.
If I had, if the only thing I had in esports, if I fail, like I said, if I fail, I have nothing to fall back to. I sacrifice my studies. Degree tak ada. Diploma tak ada. SPM tak ada. PMR tak ada. Oh, good God. And who's going to hire me, man?
Mm.
I mean, there are people who's going to hire me. I believe that people hire me. But they're going to hire me for bare minimum.
Mm.
What's the bare minimum? 1.7, is it?
Well, now is I think 1.7. It's been a while since I've been in HR, but I think it's 1.7.
Yeah, they're going to hire you for bare minimum. Simple.
Yeah.
And then don't ask stupid questions like why. Why? Bro,
Yeah.
SPM tak ada. Diploma tak ada. Kau nak demand. Bro,
Right.
yeah, there's nothing to show. Nak resume pun there's nothing. Takkan nak tunjuk
Hey,
situ.
I have a championship winning trophy.
So how does that contribute to your performance here in the work? Whatever the work is lah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Championship trophy. Yeah, you get championship trophy and all that. So how does it depends on what kind of work you want to apply for, right?
Hey, I have trophy from peringkat sekolah, a medal from peringkat sekolah.
Oh God, I've come to a point in life where none of that matters. I've thrown all of them, which I don't.
No.
Yeah,
You
the sekolah semua dah tak ada. Okay,
Oh,
I
damn.
didn't throw. I just lost them.
To me, it's good memories.
Lost
but
them.
Okay.
I have a lot of trophies.
Oh, you
Because-
lost them?
No, trophy ada. Sijil tak ada.
Okay.
Yeah, so the trophy. It sounds like I rembat trophy orang.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like, how are you gonna prove it's yours?
Yeah, we can go to a ping pong table and show you how great I am.
Oh.
But it would be great if I did CJL. Don't throw it away. Don't follow me. I lost them. Okay, I didn't throw it. I lost them. That's the correct word. Yeah, it's good to see and all this. And then now nobody's gonna talk. Hey, can I see your trophy? No.
Can I see your trophy?
Yeah,
I mean,
you can. You can.
Okay. But
yeah.
in work, nobody's gonna come and tell you, can I see your trophy?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dekat resume I swear things that didn't matter. I'm gonna tell you things that didn't matter.
Okay.
Okay, in sekolah tu, dulu I mewakili sekolah untuk ni. Yeah. Unless I'm applying to become an athlete dekat Majlis Sukan Negara, sekolah MSN tu, sekolah sukan tu, then it will make sense. But normally when people work in an office, anything like that, they're gonna ask, what are your skills? What are your knowledge? Even in your previous work, they're gonna ask, what did you do in your previous work? I know your title, but what exactly did you do? How do you contribute? What are some of your biggest achievements? I translate into sales for this much, amplify by 130%, whatever it may be, right? So these are the things that you want to know. Nobody cares whether I was ketua pengawas in sekolah, ketua kawat kaki in PLKN, season 1, musim keempat, something like that. Nobody cares. All that. yeah, but of course the skills and knowledge still transferred. It push forward. Alhamdulillah, I'm very grateful for that. Yeah, people don't care about all this.
Right. Just to not make it sound too negative about like, oh, so I do all these activities in schools is useless, right?
It's not that. It's
Yeah,
not that.
so
It's not that.
I have to give a HR perspective here. If you are a fresh graduate and you can tell me that, oh, great, you have done, I mean, on paper, or you have done these activities, you were a debater, or whatever it is, right? Yeah, to me, it gives you an edge against somebody who has done nothing.
Oh, great. It's
Okay.
just you're active.
Yeah, it shows that you're active. And I would give that brownie points, right? But what is more important is what character have you built by joining those activities? Have they helped you to build communication skills?
Okay.
Have they helped you to build critical thinking and all those soft skills that we always talk about, right?
Oh yeah.
Because if you have all that, oh, I'm captain of this, I wakil ni, wakil tu.
And then perangai ke laut.
But perangai cloud,
And then your
exactly.
kerja tak pergi mana. and all
Datang
that.
interview lambat.
Interview
in-
apa?
Introduce
Bapak.
yourself, tak reti. But this is the most classic one. Datang interview bawa parents. Because parents yang akan like, hey, hello,
speak on
this
behalf,
is
is
my
it?
kid. Yeah, speak on behalf. now.
No.
Yes.
I would have told the parents to leave because I want to hear your child carry themselves in that interview.
Right. So I think I wrote something on Facebook. It's somewhere in my Facebook timeline. This could be like in the early to I don't know when lah. Right. It's very very long ago. And I wrote that with the intention of saying that because I just went through a person who actually brought his parents. Next time when you come to an interview, don't bring your goldfish, don't bring your pets, don't bring your cat, don't bring your parents.
Don't bring your oyens.
Yeah.
Don't bring your...
Yeah, so I wrote something along the lines, I forgot, it's been a while, but because I wrote that, there was a true story that this actually
God,
happened.
you wrote that in the... You didn't tell the person. You
I
wrote
didn't,
that.
I didn't name anyone, but I just saying the
Ah.
scenario, please next time don't bring your goldfish and all that to an interview.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So legit, yeah, legit. And legit, there are parents who, let's say if you go to a career fair, for example, right? And I would host my own booths at career fairs. There are parents who come and ask, ada kerja untuk anak saya tak?
Mm.
So parents are asking on behalf of kids.
Oh yeah.
Because when I had more conversations, I remember I had this more conversation about like, why don't your kid come and meet us directly, right? And they say, oh, dia malu, or he's shy.
I was about to say that too. But
Yeah, yeah. So
why don't you spend time at home? Go mengajar that kid. Like, oh, you need to this is important for your future and all. Because you cannot hold your kid's hands all the time. There'll be a time where he needs to berdikari and carry himself and all this.
yeah. And it leaves a bad impression. So you can imagine that me as somebody who, I not only have you as an option, I have all these people looking for jobs as an option.
I don't have a job for your kid, but I have a job for you.
Hey, yeah, maybe.
Since
Parent
you
of the
came
year.
here, since you're here, right?
Hey.
The courage to come over and apply for a job. Why don't I give you a job?
You're very proactive. I like that.
Dia datang balik ke anak dia kan? Oh, I didn't manage to secure a job. But I got a job. Ayah dapat kerja, bukan anak.
Exactly, right? True story, by the way, it happens.
But I like the example you gave. Like anak tu tulis macam, wow, you know how some resumes looks too good to be true? Such an amazing resume. But then, like for example, these guys ketua pengawas lah, some really leadership camp, all this
Bam.
amazing, like powers, yeah, like super active. This kid got like pengakap, right? Got all the
like baju semua penuh.
penuh, you know,
full of
all
badges.
the baju loreng penuh dengan lencana and everything like that, right? But then bila kalau datang interview, oh god.
Introduce yourself. Yeah.
Introduce yourself rather than saying my name, no confidence, shy, and cakap sepatah-sepatah. I tanya soalan-soalan, saya sepatah.
Yeah, can't even knock the door, you know.
Oh god.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah, but yeah, comes back to the key point, right? So you can have all that on paper,
Yeah.
but actually you have learned nothing. It means nothing, right? So there are two ways to look. So there's a deeper way to look at it. But if I were to answer the question, I think it's quite straightforward, lah. Right? I think there's no devil's advocate to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely I would sacrifice passion for esports. You know,
You sacrifice passion for esports?
yeah.
Sorry.
I was
Sacrifice passion
sacrifice.
for education. Sacrifice passion for esports
Yeah,
as a
as
whole.
in like I'll take that one out. Yeah,
Okay,
I'll
yeah,
keep
yeah.
education.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay,
I'll keep
okay.
education. Okay, education. I also want to share one personal story, like and why I am. There are two reasons why I'm so passionate about education. Number one is because of my HR background. I've seen enough of kids who just cannot, just cannot. You talk to them, you ask them, do you know this? They just blur, just cannot. And then we cannot hire them. And then looking at these kids, I don't know when they can actually get a job.
And then they're wondering where did they go wrong.
Yeah, and then they wonder, oh, kenapa dia tak hire aku kan? Aku dah cuba 10,000,
Is that, why did you
like
look
10,000 interviews and all that.
why did you look back at your resume?
Yeah. Resume is one thing. Your own, how much you're able to have those soft skills is another thing. And remember, you are competing not only with yourself to get the job, you're competing with X amount of graduates that been released from colleges and universities across Malaysia every 1 year, maybe like, I don't know how many times, 2 times maybe, somebody finishes their course.
Yeah.
Or 3 times maybe, depends. And then you're overseas graduates that want to come and find a better prospect in Malaysia also. You're
Correct.
competing with all these.
Same certificates. Now, how can you tell me you're better than this guy?
Exactly.
It's a battle of everybody has already the same certificate, right?
Exactly.
You're the degree. How are you better than him?
Exactly.
How is she better than you? Something like that.
Yep. And we can talk about this in another topic, right? But I just sprinkle a little bit more is that I have also done in my HR role projects that we went to overseas universities to recruit people to bring to Malaysia. Because I'm sorry to say, the hit rate in Malaysia is lower than we spend a cost to go overseas and we get better hit rate to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dah sampai level 2 just to let you know, dah sampai tahap tu.
Sampai tahap tu.
People are willing to spend extra to travel just to hire people from overseas.
Correct. And that's exactly what we did before. We actually went to Indonesia and all that.
That's
because
interesting though.
You'll be surprised. Indonesia has a lot of top graduate talents.
Yeah, don't look down. Don't remember your competition is not just amongst the people in your country, but also overseas too.
Yep. Okay. One other key point is that personal experience. Why to me education is so crucial. That's one. Looking at someone else. Another one is my personal experience. I have been denied a promotion before just because I don't have a degree. So I've been working with this company for many years, or a good amount of years at least. And I know that I've been doing well. All right, boss gives me good raise, all that, and it's a big company. It's not a small company, so it has proper structure. And because it has proper structure, there was this one time where I was at this stage of my career, and naturally there will be another step, but to move to that other step, to be promoted, is you need a degree. I didn't have a degree at that time, right? So because I didn't have a degree, my boss came to me and said that I want to give you this promotion, but based on our SOP, you don't have a degree.
It's a requirement. Yeah,
it's a requirement. And then I was like, so you mean that I'm just going to be here forever? Right? Are you telling me that?
It's like a ceiling with the education you have.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I was denied it. So, but eventually my boss kind of worked it out because I was one of the people that does good work. Kind of worked it out and I got the promotion at the end of the day. But I told myself that after this, I don't want to hear somebody telling me that because you don't have a degree, I'm not going to promote you. Immediately after that, I worked my way through getting a degree while I was working, and subsequently masters because I found more gaps in the society that I want to hit to, and now I'm doing my PhD and all that. So I have more other reasons, but the spark of me getting that degree is because of that sentence.
Wow.
I was denied.
That's interesting.
Yep. True story. So shout out to Margaret, who made wonders to give me that promotion. Hopefully I didn't disappoint you after that. Yeah, but that was way back then lah. So I don't know if she watches this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess with that, final thoughts on school and education and esports.
Yeah, I think education is always key in things. I don't want to sound like a broken record and saying all this, right? But I don't want you to come to a point where it's too late for you to realize the importance of education
Mm.
in the future. Heed our words and your parents' words, your parents' words, your family's words, your lecturers, your teachers, and all this, because the intention is a noble one. Where we just want to make sure that uh, you don't end up regretting
Mm.
not pursuing education in the early days of your lives. Yeah, that's all.
Yep. My final wrap up is that I believe that a lot of social issues or a lot of basically issues lah, whether you want to talk about international issues and all these, they are all solvable by having a good baseline of education.
Yeah.
A lot of it, right? So if people have good education, people have good understanding of things, people have good ethics, people have good discipline, you name it, right? Everything that falls under the education umbrella, good morale, then a lot of things can actually be either solved or either be avoided. Even
Correct.
conflicts can potentially be avoided
Yeah.
as well. So that's why I think that the baseline of having good education for the community, for everybody, is the key to a better world.
I agree.
Okay, I guess that's for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. And again, this episode was brought to you by Hao Jie, who is a curious student who wanted to know more about this topic. And let us know in the comment section as well, like what sort of topics would you want to hear personally in the future, or is there a specific guest that you would want to find out or hear from? Do let us know. Till then, like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode of Podcast Berlesen. Bye bye.